Okay, guys, welcome to a brand new episode of WrestleSlam. I'm joined by the team, Phil, Jordan, Elizabeth, Matt, and Tim. Just before we came on, we were all chatting about our haircuts and you know, the stuff that we use in our hair. Timmy uses the stuff, you know, coming to America, we put all that rich stuff into your hair.
Oh, no.
Soul glow. So yeah, we've all kind of got haircuts. I know Jura's booked in for a haircut in Cove. There's a big waiting list. There's ships and all coming in on Cove for haircuts. Yeah, it's nice. I like Jura's hair. We were on about length and we're on about short hair, and I think we're all looking for the long hair look. Rachel Erling, she loves Phil's hair, by the way. She was on the show recently, and I think that's why the video's done so well, because they're talking about hair and stuff, and not wrestling. And I think people don't really care about wrestling anymore. It's just about hair. So
wait for another 6 months when I not get no haircut. It'll be longer.
I can't wait. You're gonna look like you know the.
I look like Steve Brockhausen back in 2012.
Yes, that's a good quote. I think you will as well. But look, that is the look. Everyone, it's been a crazy week. Breaking news, obviously, is New Jack has passed away at the young age of 58. Now, I'm not going to lie. We all knew he was a mad bastard, first of all. A lot of controversy around him over the years. You know, he's definitely an ECW legend, first of all. There's been numerous documentaries. I remember him in Beyond the Mat when he had a big part to play in that. It's obviously sad news. Look, he was well respected in ECW. But Tim, what's your fondest memory of New Jack? Is it perhaps trying to kill a wrestler, or just numerous stuff?
How many wrestlers has he tried to kill is the thing.
Yeah.
I know, it was great. Like, I was a big fan of ECW, and I was a big fan of him when he teamed up and he was in the Gangsters, and it made wrestling look real, because half the shit he did was real. He didn't care. He done anything. But, like, everyone were assuming then when he died that people were going to complain. WWE even had a thing up on their website.
Yeah,
you know,
that's great.
They don't very often put it up when it's controversial characters, you know, about their deaths. But I was on Twitter there now today, the amount of people that are on about how nice he was in person to them, that he was completely the opposite of his character. Even his daughter tweeted, and he had a falling out with her, you know, putting on her condolences and this and that. Like, so he was well loved. His character he went over the line a bit. I remember his episode of Dark Side of the Ring last season, which was just crazy with that whole mass transit incident and all that. Like, but everyone has a dark past, you know, something in their past. But he was great. He made ECW what it was.
Yeah.
So, R.I.P.
Yeah, it's a strange one, and what I find strange, Phil, is that he's I don't think he ever actually wrestled for WWF. Did he? Obviously, there was a lot of talk.
He was very close in '99, I think.
Yeah.
Did they go with Grimes instead, Tim?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, there was an angle with Droz in '99 where they went with Grimes instead of him. But that actually could have been because of an injury as well, because this man was known for jumping off scaffolds around that time.
Yeah, like he really did.
My kind of fondest memories of him is his music he was constantly play during the matches.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
That was right.
And he used to load up his kind of weapons with white powder to make it look like it was kind of mad, I suppose.
Yeah.
More vicious than it is.
Special effects before there was special effects.
Yeah, he was a madman.
He was a crazy bastard, like Jordan Elizabeth, like what? Because like I remember when we were all kids, like, you know what I mean, maybe 10 or 11, like, or 12, and fucking hell, like if you ever mentioned a wrestler being a mad bastard, it was always New Jack's name that would come up, like. So you'd relate to New Jack being the crazy motherfucker in wrestling, but can you remember your first memories of New Jack, and have you ever looked back at the documentaries and stuff?
To be honest, the only memory that I have of New Jack, I mean, you know, everybody knows who he is, the name, the reputation, but probably the biggest memory I have of New Jack is he was one of, if not the only wrestler who honestly, swear to God, scared the living shit out of me. Do you know what I mean? In the best possible way. It was so believable. I was terrified of him. You know what I mean? Which now I look back on and I think, that was years before his time. Do you know what I mean? Like, so many people are trying so hard to capture that. But obviously there was an essence of reality in with that as well, because outside of the ring as well, we were all kind of a bit, Jesus Christ, you know, but he literally, that's what I would remember him for in the best possible way, scaring the daylights out of me.
Yeah. George, you reckon it's the case that's why maybe Vince never went near him in the end because he's probably a liability to go fucking mental and cause havoc, like, you know.
I think in the week that's in it, last week we had Brian Pillman documentary. This week we had the Nick Cage documentary. And if you look at both of them, there's like a mixture of fucking New Jack between them all. Like they're all like the similar type of star. Like, and it's all, you know, he passed away at the same 7-day period where both those documentaries come out. And the way Brian Pillman was, Vince, you know, had one loose cannon on his books. He would never have wanted another one who was even more extreme, like 10 times more extreme than Brian Pillman was, like in deathmatch style. Like, even though it wasn't deathmatch, you know, the way it was in Mick Foley and Terry Funk's time, like the ECW stuff, like, was way too much. Some of the stars in ECW were okay, like they were like RVD and Taz and boys, like they weren't doing the stuff that New Jack was doing. Vince was scared. He would, like I said, I'd guarantee if New Jack had met Vince in person or had walked up to him in a show the way Brian Pillman did, Vince would have shit his pants. Like, you just don't know. You just don't know what he's going to do. Like, he could literally pull his dick out and slap Vince in the face with it just for the fucking fun of it. And he'd have a laugh about it. It was just messing. You know, if you didn't know him, you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
you're right.
He's the kind of guy who would pull a gun out on you as well if you were doing anything.
Yeah.
You know?
And you won't know if he's serious or not. Do you know that kind of way? You'd be like,
Matt, can you any recalls of New Jack? I remember always playing the ECW game back in the PlayStation days, and I was always kind of New Jack, and I always could have dabbled into his tunes, you know, like his entrance and stuff. When you're on YouTube, I like to listen to some wrestling themes and stuff. But any memories of New Jack? Obviously, look, we know he's a crazy bastard. Beyond the mat, if you remember, guys, he actually went for a movie audition, and he actually looked the part. Like, he looked like, you're like, fuck, this guy's going to be absolutely destined for stardom. But, like, obviously, he was probably the most extreme of the extremists when it came to wrestling, Matt.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I do believe that the talks of friends of New Jack actually give praise to him, as in one of his friends in, I believe it was Dark Side of the Ring, to go out to New Jack's house and go make everyone like have a good time, be happy, that. So yeah, outside the ring, he can be a great laugh, but when you tell me, what's my fondest memories, has to also be my worst kind of memories, bad kind of memories of New Jack. Like, I got introduced to him when I found out about the infamous mass transit incident. So I actually did look up more about New Jack. I looked up about his interviews, and the interviewer said about the incident was, do you regret what happened? That, you know, this fella's actually 17. He should have said, no, he shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
And whatever you stand for, if you think this fella's just a kid, or this guy's a kid, he shouldn't go in the ring, it's just the fact that New Jack definitely kind of like crossed the line between reality and what's fiction. Like in wrestling, there is a line, lads, that you shouldn't cross. New Jack can jump over that line. He can become New Jack. Even backstage, like, there is bullet points not to say to him, like, any ideas on what spots to do, or like even look at him the wrong way. And I feel like that is what New Jack is. It's somewhat similar to Brian Pillman, but he can jump over the line and really embrace the character, and pretty much just doesn't give a fuck, to be honest.
No.
Like, I agree with Elizabeth. Like, I know everyone says, oh, Brock Lesnar's the last fella you want to be in. New Jack straight up stabbed the fella in the middle of a ring because he actually got actual hits. That's kind of there out. He hit a fella over the head with a steel chair. So if you want to look up what's it like actually getting hit by a steel chair, look up New Jack hits kid with a steel chair. It's not for a faint of heart, but those facts.
Yeah.
So that's my personal like memories of New Jack, is those unfortunate incidents and how he can have the balls to really become who he is. But besides that, look, I believe New Jack can be a good lad outside the ring, but that's my thoughts. So may he rest in peace indeed.
He almost died a load of times. Like, there was one time he fell off a scaffold and head first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He's definitely going to be remembered anyway. That's for sure. There's no doubt. He's a guy that won't be forgotten. That's the thing, like, you know what I mean? So look,
he'll get in the Hall of Fame.
You know?
He might go into the little ring thing they have. Do you know they have a side?
Yeah,
The legacy side.
Open an ECW wing of the Hall of Fame and just induct one ECW person every year or something.
Yeah, he'll definitely win. That's
I know
Too many of them are dead.
Paul Heyman was pushing for fans to be inducted the other day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tim does have a good point there as well. Like, you know, we've seen a lot of ECW stars unfortunately drop, and even the Sandman. Some of the stories about the Sandman there, like he was half dead on the way to a show, and they'd bring him back to life and stuff. Like some fucking crazy stories there. But all the same, New Jack, look, thank you for the memories, my friend, and no doubt we'll see you in the wrestling heavens at some stage in the near future. I'm going to switch to. I know a lot of you don't like the name. Backlash WrestleMania Backlash. Now, it's a bit strange they've done it this year, but look, there must be a reason why. Obviously, there's some great matches. I'm going to speak about that match that's really caught my eye, guys. The triple threat match. Lashley, McIntyre, Strowman. Is it the case Lashley's going to lose the belt, guys?
No.
I think so.
I think he's going to lose it.
I don't.
And what? Put it on Drew?
Yeah,
No.
what? Go backwards.
Go on, man.
I'm going to. I definitely want to pull for Bobby Lashley on this one. I mean, if Drew wins, great, but I prefer if Drew stays away from the title picture and get back into the title picture again down the line to make him more, destined for the world title, and instead of doing the mistake they did with John Cena, constantly putting him in the title picture.
Yeah.
I retain 100%.
Yeah, what's your take, Joe and Elizabeth? Do you reckon Bobby walks away?
Yeah, I think Bobby's going to walk away. I think Braun's there to take the pin. And I think maybe, hopefully, like we were saying last week, that Jinder Mahal might make an appearance. So triple threats or no disqualification. There's nothing stopping him showing up and taking out Drew and setting a feud between them. And then maybe who wins that? Jinder beats Drew, and Jinder gets a title shot at Bobby then later on down the road.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet Christ almighty.
Do you know what I fucking love, lads? I would absolutely love it, right? I'm changing the subject a small bit, but look, I kind of dreamt about something like this the other day, right? So, Bobby Lashley fights Drew McIntyre, right? And there's no one else in this match, right? This is a legit dream. This is no bullshit. Like, I actually dreamt about this the other day. So, Bobby was fighting Drew McIntyre, right? And Bobby won. And the lights went off, right? And that old entrance theme, Muhammad Hussein came out, right? It was fucking epic. It was absolutely epic. But Muhammad Hussein came out, right? And he was like, fuck you, you were American. He was going mental, right? And the crowd went mental. Like, we haven't seen Muhammad Hussein in years. Like, no, Tafari wasn't there. So I was there saying, like, something's going to happen. So obviously Jinder came back then, right? But, like, Jinder said, I think the other day, and I think WWE put it up, how about another title run? There was some sort of a quote there, as in, I think he was quoting to say, look, I'm going to go after Bobby Lashley or whatever. Like, let's be honest, like, Jinder is probably one of the greatest champions of all time, and people will say fuck him off for saying that, but...
Are you sure you're off the drink still?
Yeah, when he beat Randy Orton, Timmy, it was epic. Do not say it was not epic.
He's not a world champion. Are you mad?
Well, what is he, so?
A jobber.
How was he a jobber? He was a jobber before he won it.
He only won the world title because WWE were expanding into India at that time. There was no other reason to give him the belt.
Are you a WWE champion? Are you a WWE champion, Timmy? Are you a champion?
I have one of the belts. Does that count?
Put it on your hand. We'll see. But no, you tell me that. You tell me it's not good. If Jinder comes back and he wins the belt, he's back. Imagine he went out now and beat the shit out of Bobby Lashley tomorrow night. Would that not be good?
No, I wouldn't.
Why? Who else is going to do it?
Well, there's rumours on Ross getting fresh stuff, so...
Yeah, I've seen that.
Who doesn't want Jinder to win the title?
Me?
Tim.
Phil, would you like it?
I think he's brilliant. I think he's got genuine heat.
Matt, would you like it?
Yeah, good call, Matt. Good call.
Like it? Would you honestly like it or would you not like it?
I love it.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely
Love it.
Phil's right. He's got genuine heat, and the way he looks like a champion. He's always in great nick, and his mannerisms, how he carries himself, his facial expressions scream heel. So I think he would be the ideal person, as we said last week, to take out Drew, set them up, move Drew away from the title picture, give Bobby a little bit of a longer one, after that, then though, I haven't got a fucking notion what's happening with Strowman.
Yeah.
Neither do WWE, so you're all right.
Well, yeah, I know, like, but you know, sometimes you kind of think like maybe they'll do this, but I'm absolutely stumped. I have no idea what they're going to do with him. Do you know?
Yeah, he's definitely on that track. He's definitely.
I'd have Damien Priest beat Strowman down the line.
Ooh, yeah.
Does he just love the posture, Priest? Do you think it's time that he gets like? We've seen guys come up from NXT and they've gone fucking backwards. Keith Lee, you know what I mean? There's so many Ricochet. Do you think Priest is the guy that can actually stay up there and do something like?
Yeah, he looks the part. He's a genuine athlete. You know, he's a Muay Thai kickboxer, like at a trade, like so. Like he said, I think during the week it came out that he said that his job or his position in the company was on the line if the Bad Bunny match went wrong. Like.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. So I can only see Vince praising him and giving him something. So give him a match against Braun and the winner faces Sheamus for the US title and let him beat Sheamus.
Yeah. Good call. Now I'm going to get back to Muhammad Hussein quickly, guys, because he's still on my mind. Do you remember all that back in 2008, right? Timmy, did you like it or did you not like it? Because you're pure.
It was great because it was a feud with The Undertaker where it all happened, so it was something I was engrossed in as the giant Undertaker fan. I think, like, everyone knows WWE is, it's fake, like, and this and that, like, and it's storylines. They should never. They went a bit overboard with the whole terrorist angle and the kidnappings and this and that. If they hadn't done that, he'd have been a big star. But his career was ruined over his character.
And he had 3 days to remove it as well.
Yeah, because like it was taped, they could have deleted it, and he wrestled actually. I think it was last year in the States in New York, and he just came out. It was Muhammad Hassan, but he wasn't doing his full character. He was in great shape. He retired. He became a teacher because of this. He could have been a star in the wrestling world. But by the time he done that, Joe, it tired him. You're finished. Like, it's not that you can put on a mask. You look like the man that everyone's going to remember is that man. Nobody went near him because of the whole terror attacks in the United States.
I think they fucked up so much, though. I think he would have been unbelievable because, like, I'm not going to lie, like his entrance is mental, like that whole fucking it's mad shit. Like,
moving them off of Raw was the detonator. That was it.
Yeah.
They thought to get away with it, you see, because back in the day when Sergeant Slaughter was the Iranian sympathizer and all that, nothing happened. But sure, that was so long ago. Americans know we're nuts because Hassan could have been in serious danger if they kept playing the character.
Yeah.
He's Italian, like he's Italian American.
He's Italian American, yeah.
He's not even Muslim, like.
No.
Mad shit. Right, pure off the topic. But look, let's get back to WrestleMania Backlash. Next match, Bianca Belair versus Bayley, and I am absolutely loving Bayley at the moment. Yet again, even though she's kind of off screen and she's doing segments and stuff, but lads, interesting match ahead. Phil, what's your take?
I reckon. I really don't like it, but Bayley's going to be used as fodder for Becky Lynch's return.
Bayley's going to be squashed.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's why I don't like it. I don't like it
either.
She's going to be used as fodder for Becky Lynch for 2 or 3 months.
You think so?
Oh yeah, 100%. Becky and Bayley at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Becky and Bayley.
Yeah.
Yes.
SummerSlam. Yeah.
And is that going to be for a belt or no belt?
Oh, no, just Becky's return match. I think Bayley is good enough to have a great match with Becky when she comes back.
Yeah. Do you think it's the case that that's definitely what they're building towards?
Yeah, and Sasha and Bianca again.
Yeah, interesting. Elizabeth, what's your take? Obviously, look, you watch all that closely, but do you think Bianca's going to hold that belt for a while?
I hope so. Bayley's doing great work. There's no doubt. Obviously, I mean, big disappointment with her role in WrestleMania, but we will build a bridge and we'll get over it. But she's doing some of her best work ever since she turned heel, because we were so uncertain of it at the start. When she did, we were like, she's not going to be able to pull this off, but she did. To be honest, I am disappointed in the build for this match. I think it was weak. I don't think there's as much of a build. I like that we have Bianca coming out and, she's styling every week, and I just don't believe in the build for this match.
Yeah.
Having said that, saying what Phil was saying, I hope she does squash Bayley. I do. I feel sorry for Bayley because for sure she is. I think what Phil is saying as well, I think she's going to job out. Yeah. Or I had another twist. We were talking about this earlier, right? I know. But we were. And we were thinking about what happened in SmackDown, which we'll probably chat about in a bit, but that if we had maybe a Queen of the Ring tournament, and maybe Becky Lynch comes back and wins that, and then maybe sets up a feud with Bianca. I'm not sure if I'm here for Sasha and Bianca again. I think history was made at WrestleMania. Let Sleeping Dogs lie for a little bit, and don't just have her finish Mandalorian shooting and then come back and, you know, she's straight into the title picture against Bianca again. I would be a bit meh about it.
Queen of the Ring. I like it. Yeah. We've always seen King of the Ring. George, you reckon we will see Queen of the Ring? Surely it's going to happen in the near future.
I hope so. I hope they. I don't trust them to book it right, but I hope they do it, because they should have had a second women's pay-per-view by now. Like.
Yep.
So whether they build, you know, a Queen of the Ring tournament around a full pay-per-view, or just have a King of the Ring and a Queen of the Ring tournament on the same card, I'm not sure. Like, but it should be good. Like, because Mia Yim was supposed to debut last night in SmackDown and she didn't.
Yeah.
So, you know, she could potentially, you know, go up the card. I'd say Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax might break up, and Shayna might go after Bianca. That might be a feud for her down the line as well. Like, so there's plenty of potential there, but all those women deserve to have a competition, a decent competition, that there's something else they fight for other than the tag titles, which has been booked terribly.
They're really all over the shop.
I think we're in a day and age where the women deserve a 1 hour show a week.
Totally. But even Mickey James said they're not invested in it. You know, they don't think the women draw. Give them a fucking chance. You gave them Evolution and Mae Young Classic. Where's everything gone? How can they draw if you don't give them a fucking chance? Like, it's the most talented roster between that now and NXT in all of the wrestling promotions. It really is. But like, they're not being given any kind of a chance to showcase what they can do. And they're probably some of the best fucking storytellers there, aside from all the big boys that they fucking back all the time. And what do they do then? They fuck them into pointless tag teams. Yeah, so no, they're not being given a chance to show what they can do. So they won't draw. So it's a fucking lame-ass excuse.
Well, Mae Young Classic was a huge success, right? Evolution was massive. So why did they not follow up? Because we were all waiting for the second one the year after.
I think COVID and visa issues, I'd say.
But sure, COVID, like, you know, like when we say COVID, then we have the whole, like, you know, we still have all the pay-per-views happening and stuff, but...
Oh, yeah, but if you come from abroad, like, they were bringing in... They were bringing in 32 women from the different countries all over the world.
You reckon that's what it is?
It's not 32 women across the US promotion or across the US brands. Not a hope. NXT is saturated. We would have made 32 people. It's just COVID's an easy fucking excuse for them to say, oh, you know. It's like, no, it's bollocks. Yeah. Bollocks. They just can't be fucking arsed.
Interesting. Matt, what's your take on all this, brother? Look, we're seeing the females really, really lead by example when it comes to pay-per-views and stuff. Do you think they really need to do a Queen of the Ring and do more pay-per-views for the ladies and even give them a 1 hour show a week?
I would personally love to see Queen of the Ring, to be honest. I think I might kind of agree. I don't know how that's going to tie in with King of the Ring. Are they going to do it separate or the same night? But I personally would like to see another women's pay-per-view. Because, like, lads, we came a long way from, you know, the bra and panties, eye candy, like, matches. I think the women wrestlers we have now just is coming in to show that they are wrestlers, that they can prove what they can do, and they can wrestle just almost as better as the men's. So I personally believe I would like to see it definitely an all-women's pay-per-view. Because I remember, I think it was Crown Jewel. It was Lacey Evans versus Natalya. I feel like that match, there's no build-up, but I feel like that match kind of like bookmarked that women in WWE can do great matches because they were in a pay-per-view that, you know, women are not allowed to be in wrestling matches over there. So I feel like that's kind of like a good statement. So every time when we see one of those matches, we're like, look, we're just going to give them a chance. Just give them another pay-per-view. And just not even do it for like gender-wise. Just do it for wrestling-wise. To show that this is something for everyone. Like, that's what I personally believe.
I feel since that WrestleMania we were at, Jerry, that the women have gone backwards.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems to be all right. Obviously, we see Becky, Ronda, and Sharon in the triple threat, and then there was
an event.
Was it botched? I remember, was it a botch in the end, or it wasn't a botch?
I think they were just nervous, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there was a debate over whether her shoulders were pinned or not.
And commentary fucked up.
Yeah,
they probably meant to do all that, though, to get us all talking, you know. Yeah, it's bizarre. Look, I think we're going to see, like, obviously Ronda won't be back for a while because, look, she's pregnant and, you know, she's going to be having a baby and stuff. Becky looks absolutely ripped. We're seeing pictures come out of Becky looking ripped. So, look, interesting times ahead, but we're all in agreement that there should be more ladies pay-per-views, and Queen of the Ring is something that will that'll be a headline on the show.
Even if they don't have a TV, they have the network they could put something on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't think anyone will disagree at all. Gonna drop a name fairly fast, lads. Velveteen Dream. His name is back in the spotlight. He has been spotted. People don't know if he's asking for his release or he's going to wrestle again. No one actually knows the real answer. Look, there's been a lot of stuff being talked about the last couple of months. We don't know what the real story is, but any of you think he will be back in WWE to wrestle?
No.
Yes.
I don't. I think he's done.
He's done.
Every time he comes out, there's bad press.
Yeah.
He hasn't even been at the Performance Centre in months. That's what you do if you're making a comeback. You'll be seen going to Performance Centre to train.
So you reckon he's going to come back?
No, he's done. Finished. He hasn't been there at all.
Yeah.
Do you want to Elizabeth?
I do. I don't think he's coming back for a long run. I think they're going to come back and test the water with him with live crowds. And I honestly think they're going to throw him to the wolves to see if he comes out or if they rip him apart. We all know what's going to happen, regardless of what's been said, what's not been said. You know, we don't know sides of the story or whatever's after happening. But when you're in such a public domain and you are as well known as he is, because his character is so flamboyant, he's memorable, that he is guilty until proven innocent. And I'm not in support or defense or anything of him. I'm just saying it doesn't matter. The jury has already made their mind up about him. Yeah. So he is, and you know, if it's true, great, you know, but they are going to try, I think they're going to throw him to the wolves. They're going to put him out in a match, and I think he's going to be booed out of the building.
Such a shame, that man could have been huge.
Yeah, such a shame.
So we remember at Access, remember he had a great match, and then we were at Access, and Tim was there as well, and he stood up on the table, the whole place. He was actually sitting next to Bianca Belair. He stood on the table and the whole place fucking erupted.
Bloody
Everyone stopped and looked. People were running from the other rooms, and yeah, it's a shame. Matt, do you reckon Velveteen Dream will be back to wrestle, or do you reckon we're going to see him not wrestle anymore and perhaps end up somewhere else?
I honestly don't know, to be honest, Sherry. I can't really see him like making like a big return or like having a good run when he does come back. I know that we can see him like backstage, but I kind of agree with Tim. He hasn't been at the Performance Center, and if you are at the Performance Center, that is a sign that you will come back to WWE. So even if he does come back, I don't know. I think personally, I'll play it by ear with him. Like, what's the response with him from the fans? Because to me, I think the fans do matter what they say, and they have a voice. Like, remember Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania, how he just been booed out the building because of what was happening with him. So so that's my answer. I know that's a bleak kind of like response by me, but I kind of say, look, I prefer play it by ear. What's the response like? I can't really see him making a big return. Can't really see him come back since he wasn't at the Performance Center, but I stand by that.
Yeah, no, completely understandable. I'm going to switch to SmackDown quickly, guys. SmackDown was an interesting episode. Cesaro pretty much stole the show. Hopefully big things to come for Cesaro, guys. We all know how good Cesaro is. The man's absolutely awesome. Obviously, we know he's fighting Roman Reigns at WrestleMania Backlash. Is Reigns going to retain, or can Cesaro beat him? It probably leans towards Reigns, given the fact Cesaro is kind of hot coming out of SmackDown, and we might see the fact there might be a DQ or there might be something there. But do you reckon Cesaro has a chance at that?
No DQ in the world title match, there's not.
I don't know. I thought there was for this one, no?
I think the Usos are going to get involved and they're going to cost Reigns the title, and they can continue Reigns' storyline then as the head of the table, and the whole thing is he won't lose the title legitimately, so he does have a rematch and he can win it back at some stage. But I think they might give Cesaro the chance to show, can he draw as champion? Can they get the eyes to stay on SmackDown? When he becomes champion, there's an instant feud with Seth Rollins for the world title.
Yeah.
I'd love it. I'd love it. I don't see
Cesaro deserves this. And he's shown how good he is lately that maybe they are going to give him the chance.
Yeah, I hope so. Rhea Ripley, Asuka, Charlotte Flair, another triple threat. Interesting match. Charlotte Flair is quite hot at the moment in the sense of she looks unbeatable. Will Rhea Ripley lose?
Just for you want there's a story about Charlotte I found quite hilarious.
Yeah.
Did she see that she said she pocket liked something?
Yeah.
Very controversial.
What?
Like about Palestine and Israel. She said she pocket liked.
Oh, she liked one of Gal Gadot's tweets, didn't she?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or something
So
like that.
she got serious, like really bad hate over it.
Yeah.
But she said I pocket liked.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Bit
Put a
of
pocket
news,
on like so.
Yeah. Bit of news, Will. Anyone reckon Charlotte's going to win the belt?
No.
Asuka?
No.
No.
Returns.
No.
Yeah.
Kula Bula. Impact, Under Siege, massive pay-per-view. It's been quite hush, hasn't it, Phil? Because obviously we're seeing. Normally you go on Google and there's like Wikipedia pages and stuff, but we know what matches are there. Any match that stands out to you?
The sixth way for the number 1 contendership.
Yeah. Do you reckon
I think this is going to be their best special in about 8 months.
Yeah.
That's all it is tonight.
Every match is
It's
good on
special, so like that's why there's not so much of a build up to it.
Yeah.
Every match is good on it. There's no real throwaway ones on this one.
Yeah.
I reckon Moose will take the number 1. Well, I hope he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Needs to. We need to tighten on Moose.
We do. And get it off Kenny.
Yeah, definitely. Raw Smackdown.
Well, it's not working. It's not working, and it just they look ridiculous.
Yeah. Phil, don't open that can. I'm going to keep it in the jar because I have too much to say about it. So
just before we leave Impact, Killer Kelly is actually going to sign with them.
Yeah, I seen that. That's great news. Tim, and Phil happy about that one. I think we all are. That's good news. It's good news. So lads, it's been a massive show. As always, we have a special guest on with us, which will be on next week, providing do you know what I mean? There's no power cuts and shit like. But yeah, which could happen sometimes, and there's a monkey on the back. But it's been a great week. We have a big guest on with us this weekend, and that will air on Monday or Tuesday. So do stay tuned for that, guys. It's going to be awesome. Many more guests as the weeks go on as well. The team are working hard as always. So you're going to see Elizabeth and Jor, myself, Matt, Phil, and Tim on with all the stars. We had stars on this week as well. We had Rachel Erlin, and we had Oleg, a.k.a. Kuslov. So thank you for watching them videos. They have been awesome as always. We'll be back next week with a massive show, and do stay tuned as always to our Twitter page, Slam Wrestling. We couldn't get WrestleSlam, so Slam Wrestle, same thing. Merchandise that should be out soon as well. We're always showcasing the hoodies and stuff. So look, we're getting there, and it will be there. But Tim, Matt, Jordan, Elizabeth, and Phil, thank you very much for coming on as always. It's been a pleasure. Enjoy WrestleMania Backlash. Enjoy Under Siege. Enjoy
Backlash. Just say Backlash. Affect the man. You need to step up sometimes.
I love it. Guys, be safe, and we'll catch you all soon, okay?
Guys.
Adios.